Welcome to this explainer on the quality management system, specifically focusing on the all-important Term 2 cycle. This guide was developed by Mr. Sampoti Tunga on behalf of teacher development and governance right here in the Bola Bela district. Okay, let's get right into it. If the QMS timeline, the observations, or just the mountains of paperwork have you feeling stressed out, you are in the exact right place. We're going to clear all that up today. Our goal is to break this down so it's no longer a source of anxiety, but a totally predictable, clear pathway for your professional growth. Here is our game plan for today. 1. Introduction to QMS. 2. Core stakeholder roles. 3. Term 2 and 4 appraisals. 4. Term 3 review and development. And 5. Outputs and compliance. Let's jump right in. Section 1. Introduction to QMS, shifting from IQMS. So, to start, why do we even have the QMS? Backed by the ELRC Collective Agreement Number 2 of 2020, it officially replaces the old IQMS. And listen, this wasn't just swapping out an acronym. QMS was designed to be a highly streamlined, coherent framework that actually enhances educator efficiency and effectiveness. It aligns directly with your specific roles, giving us a much more tailored, practical way to measure performance in our schools. Section 2. Core stakeholder roles, the players on the field. Before we get into the timeline, let's establish exactly who does what. These stakeholder roles are the absolute core of your development. Starting at the top, we have the principal. Think of the principal as the director of this entire process at the school level. Their main job is ensuring fair access, meaning making absolutely sure every single educator has the necessary QMS instruments, and guaranteeing unified compliance. The system only works if it's applied consistently, and the principal is the anchor for that. Moving down the chain, we have the School Management Team, or SMT. Unlike the old system where you had a development support group, under QMS, the SMT are your active appraisers. They handle the hands-on evaluations, which includes those really crucial classroom lesson observations. Plus, they are the administrative safeguards, keeping meticulous records of everything. They are literally the operational engine of the QMS at your school. Next up, and honestly most importantly, is you, the educator. This requires your active participation. You don't just sit back and wait for a score. You have to conduct a thorough self-appraisal well before your supervisor steps in. You warmly allow those lesson observations, and it is on you to keep all your relevant evidence organized. Your proactive involvement really dictates the success of your own evaluation. Finally, we have a couple of vital supporting roles. You have the option to pull in a resource person. This is a fellow educator that you invite to provide specific subject expertise, giving you targeted support right when you need it. On the broader administrative side, the circuit manager oversees the principals in a supportive way, agreeing on clear annual work plan targets. Everyone on the field has a precise job to do. Right. Let's take a quick breather and check in with our presenter, Mr. Mugabe, just to see how this structured breakdown is resonating so far for our educators in the Bola Bela district. He says the foundation is set perfectly. Everyone knows their position. Let's dive in to the timeline. Love that energy. Let's take his cue and transition right into the action plan. Section 3. Term 2 and 4 appraisals, the action terms. Terms 2 and 4 are the real engine of the QMS cycle. Both the mid-year appraisal in Term 2 and the annual appraisal in Term 4 follow this strict, identical 5-step checklist. Ready? 1. Self-appraisal. 2. A pre-appraisal discussion to get on the same page. 3. The actual lesson observation. 4. A post-appraisal discussion for immediate feedback. And 5. Final completion and signing of the QMS instruments. Seriously, do not skip a single one of these steps. Executing all 5 is mandatory for a valid appraisal. When we map out the annual workflow from Term 1 to Term 4, you can clearly see how the heavy lifting naturally peaks in Terms 2 and 4. Notice how the mid-year appraisal wraps up towards the end of the second term, culminating in the principal's verification. Then, that exact same rhythm repeats at the end of Term 4 for the annual appraisal, finalizing with the submission of composite scores straight to the district office. Section 4, Term 3, Review and Development, the breathing room. Okay, so what exactly happens in Term 3 if Terms 2 and 4 are so rigid? This stark contrast is crucial to grasp to avoid operational confusion. Term 3 is completely dedicated to your growth. There are no formal summative scorings happening here. It is purely for review and development. You will still have informal self-appraisals and lesson observations, sure, but the pressure of formal scoring is totally removed. That way, genuine mentoring and skill building can take center stage. Section 5, Outputs and Compliance, the Scoreboard. Now it's time to talk about the strict compliance rules. What happens if the process stalls? The ELRC rules are crystal clear on this. First, you cannot refuse to be evaluated. Second, you must be appraised before the cycle ends, or at the very latest, within a 6-month grace period. And here is the kicker. Missing that 6-month window means you absolutely forfeit your pay progression. There is no default clause that just awards you progression if the paperwork isn't done. You're probably wondering, well, what if I have a completely valid reason, like being displaced or on maternity leave? It's a fair question. The system does recognize those contextual factors, but the requirement does not vanish. Even with a valid excuse, every attempt must be made to evaluate you either right before you go on leave or immediately upon your return to work. Bottom line, the appraisal must be conducted to keep you compliant and protect your salary progression. We've covered the why, the who, the when, and the strict rules of the game. By understanding your exact role, leaning into your SMT, and executing those 5 steps in terms 2 and 4, the anxiety really just melts away. This isn't just about ticking a box for the district office, it's about owning your growth and collectively elevating the standard of education in the Bahobla district. Which leaves us with one crucial question. If the QMS is truly just a mirror of your dedication, how will you use this framework not just to secure a score, but to fundamentally transform the way your students experience learning? Thanks for joining this explainer, and here's to a highly successful term 2.